Every relationship hides a story, and every story carries pain. Welcome to Cheating Stories Insights, where truth bleeds through words. She said it with a smirk. No hesitation, no shame. From now on, my lover will live with us. One night with him, the next with you. It's a great idea. The words slid across the dinner table like poison. The candlelight flickered against her face, glowing with defiance. Her fork clinked against her plate as if nothing monumental had been spoken. My pulse thudded in my ears, but my expression didn't move. I only smiled, because I already had a better idea waiting for her. Her announcement wasn't the first fracture. It was just the loudest. The signs had been dripping into my life for months. Her laughter at messages she hid from me, perfume that lingered even after her showers, nights when her phone never left her palm. At first, I buried suspicion under routine. People do that. We convince ourselves we're paranoid because the alternative is too destructive. But truth has a way of pushing through, like water through cracks. And soon, I couldn't ignore it. I saw his name on her screen one evening. She jerked the phone away, pretending it was work. But I memorized the letters. I always memorize. I started watching. She thought I was blind. But my silence was a weapon. Her texts were reckless. Screen captures became my trophies. Her spending changed. Receipts revealed dinners I never attended. Hotel confirmations sat in her inbox, unguarded. I collected them like evidence for a trial no one else knew existed. At night, she whispered on the phone, voice hushed, intimate. She thought I was asleep. My body lay still, but my mind carved every word into stone. And then the photographs. A careless cloud backup. Her in his arms, his hand on her waist. Her smile, the one I hadn't seen in years, shining for him. I stared at them until my chest went cold. Not anger, not even sorrow. Just calculation. She had her plan, but mine was already moving beneath her feet. The night she declared it, something in her eyes dared me to break. She wanted a scene, an explosion, proof that I was the insecure, fragile man she painted me to be. But instead, I nodded slowly, my smile calm, detached. "Interesting," I said. She blinked, expecting more. Rage, pleading, anything. But all she found was silence. That silence unnerved her more than anger ever could. Days passed. She grew bolder, almost mocking in her confidence. She spoke of our new life as if I were a spectator in my own home. I didn't argue. I didn't fight. I simply made calls. To the bank, to the lawyer, to the landlord whose name was on every document she needed but couldn't touch alone. I rewrote the world beneath her without her knowing. Quiet strokes of a pen, quiet movements of money, quiet dismantling of her safety net. The lover was coming closer into her orbit, oblivious to the walls tightening around them both. When the moment came, I let it arrive naturally. She introduced him to the house, bold, shameless. He walked through my doorway as though he belonged there, smirking with the arrogance of borrowed confidence. "Get used to this," she said, linking her arm through his. "This is the future." I studied him like an insect beneath glass. Weak handshake, weak eyes, a man who mistook another silence for surrender. I let them believe it. That night, while they laughed in the living room, I sat in the study, sifting through documents. Deeds, accounts, transfers. Every asset tied with my name alone. Every door she thought was hers already locked from the inside. The trap wasn't confrontation. The trap was inevitability. The reveal came 3 weeks later. She tried to move into a new place with him, an upscale apartment she bragged about. But when the manager asked for documents, when the lease required a cosigner, when credit checks revealed her emptiness, she crumbled. The call came at midnight, her voice trembling, coated with the edge of panic. "I just need you to sign. Please, it's just paperwork." I listened, silent. "You don't understand," she pressed. "We can't do this without you. Just one signature." I let the pause stretch until her words fractured. Then I whispered the only truth she had never expected. No. She showed up at my office days later. No confidence now, no defiance, just desperation wearing a fragile mask. "You can't leave me like this," she hissed. "After everything?" I leaned back, watching her unravel. "You chose your everything," I said. Her voice broke. Excuses spilled out. How it wasn't what it looked like, how she loved us both, how it was just a mistake. I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I simply slid the folder across the desk. Inside, photographs, bank records, messages, proof of every step of her betrayal. Her face drained of color as she flipped through them. You knew." "I always knew." The words fell cold, final. She left my office shattered, dragging her new lover like a broken anchor. They had no apartment, no stability, no financial lifeline. All they had was each other, and the crushing weight of a future I had quietly taken from them. I never shouted. I never struck. I just smiled. Because my better idea wasn't revenge, it was erasure. And now, when she lies awake at night, staring at ceilings she can't afford, listening to a man who will never be enough, she'll remember the moment she declared her great idea. She'll remember my smile. And she'll realize that silence was the sharpest answer I could have given.